Thanks so much for joining me for this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. Passover is again upon us. Uh, it's a 3 day stretch with Shabbos, then the Seder at the end of Shabbos, uh, Yontiv on Sunday, Yontiv on Monday, and then conclusion of Yontiv. Definitely a busy time. One that required some decision making on my part. I had guests for each Seder. My sister in law, who needed to be transported from home about 45 minutes each way in order to be with us, she came the first night. The second night, uh, a friend from synagogue who lives alone agreed to join us. So we had two very pleasant Seders. There's another part of the story uh, of another guest who also needed a Seder to go to and had difficulty getting placed in one. I don't know if he ultimately did or not, or why it was difficult to find a host for such a sweet fellow. He also is somebody who would have needed round trip transportation to be able to attend. The synagogue itself went 3 consecutive days. The first day was Shabbos. I was one of the prayer leaders for the end of Shabbos, for the end of the morning service. We had an incident in our synagogue. I don't know how significant an incident it will turn out to be, but one that I never expected to have. Right before I took my turn, or maybe right when I took my turn, since the part that I was doing was separated by another fellow giving a sermon, uh, a woman of color walked into the sanctuary. I glanced at her. She seemed well dressed and took a seat quietly in the back. We've had visitors before, including some folks from the African American community with different interests in Judaism who join us from time to time. They stay to the end. We chat. Personable fellows, every one of them. But this visitor struck some of our people a little bit differently because she had a backpack. Synagogues, since the 2018 Pittsburgh shooting, where I knew one of the victims personally, have put us all on alert. We have a police car with an off-duty officer sitting in our parking lot looking at our entrance every single Saturday, including this one. We are definitely concerned about people wanting to do us harm and don't have a good way of identifying in advance who those people are. But we wouldn't be a proper place of worship if we were not welcoming to well-meaning people who we just didn't happen to know. But two people saw this visitor a little bit differently, with the concern over what might be in the backpack. One fellow, a staple of our congregation, uh, quietly got up while I was doing my portion, walked outside, and unknown to me, approached the police officer and asked him to check it out. The other person, who was our Seder guest, questioned the woman about the content of her backpack. Her description of it seemed innocent enough. Some books, a laptop. She opened it, showed it to him, but he did not get to see if there might be a weapon elsewhere in the container. He asked her to take it outside, and when she did, the police officer approached her and acted as a police officer. A person with training, with some level of skill or at least experience in distinguishing the well-meaning, which is most of us, from the sinister, which is a few of us. I don't know what became of the incident, but once she went outside, she did not return. I don't know if she will be back or if she will contact the rabbi privately, as in all likelihood her interest is legitimate, just like the other visitors we have had. The threat to us puts us in something of a bind. Protection is a very high priority, so is being affable and welcoming. But I think our protection has to come first. We should not be intimidating to anybody, but we hire an officer who is trained to be intimidating when he, or sometimes she, thinks it the best professional judgment. Our service concluded. I did not get to greet our visitor after the service, even though I was one of the focal people of the proceedings that morning. Perhaps she will approach the rabbi, get the stamp of approval, and return when we can be more friendly to her than we were. Thanks so much for sharing this session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind.